Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Chinese Tech Tree Heavy, the WZ-113. Now, this tank actually got huge buffs in the latest update of the game, and you might say why. It features heat as a premium shell, and it lost penetration due to the Kali nerfs. And while that's true, the thing you have to remember about the 113 is that it features the highest heat pen for a heavy in tier 10. So even with its nerfed values, it's still sitting at 369 mils of pen. Nice. That's enough pen that you're going to butter through an E100 turret. You're going to butter through a Type 71 upper plate, or just about any other armor profile that's going to be thrown at you. Not only that, but it has APCR standard, which means that you can actually cut through more tanks with standard ammo. So the worst part about the 113, which was the APCR, got buffed. And the best part about the tank is still the best part about the tank. It still has substantially more pen than any other heavy, and because of that, if you're going up against tanks that rely on armor, well, this gun is not going to care all too much. The 113 is also very fast, achieving a top speed upwards of, 40, 45 kilometers per hour. It has really good traverse speed, overall very mobile, and the gun's accurate. It has really good armor. The upper plate, now that it's 4% stronger with the enhanced armor buff, and with the fact that players now have slightly less AP pen, it means that on flat ground you can actually get pretty good bounces from most enemies, and because it has really good side-scraping capabilities, yeah, I mean, everything being said, the 113 is a very capable vehicle, and I think a lot of people genuinely underrate this line. People have been asking me what's a good line to use your set license on, and this is one of them that honestly comes to my head. This tank really has everything going for it now. It has pen, it has DPM, it has armor, it has mobility. The only real thing it doesn't have is gun depression, but hey, as long as you're decent at the game, you can still work it totally fine. I mean, you can see how mobile the thing is. We're easily going upwards of 40 kilometers per hour right now. It's quite impressive. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. We have the enemy concept in mid, not able to hit him. And if the concept's going to be, then I'm sure they have other players there as well. Let's find out. I'm just going to go for it. We have the enemy 704 in front of us. And unfortunately, our TVP gets hit pretty hard. But we get a nice shell into the enemy 704. And we reload. They're going to overpoke. I'm not really sure what their game plan is. But at this angle here, I'm pretty confident that my armor will actually hold up decently well. So, we'll see. I'm just going to keep chilling here. Yep, there you go. As I said, this tank actually has really good side armor. Way better than people give it credit for. So, you can get pretty good bounces in that regard. Nice shell into the hatch of the tortoise. We are already up to 1,700 damage, which is pretty impressive. We're going to stay in a side scrape here. Cut right through that tortoise. This tank also has 360 damage on the gold instead of the normal 340 that you'd be looking at with any other tanks firing premium. So when you're shooting at a one-shot like that tortoise there, you actually have a much higher chance of taking it out of the game. Alright, well, we're not able to hit that Contra Carro in the back, but we've already done a really good job here. We're up to 2,400. We have the concept all the way in the back, and boom. There you go, 398. Obviously, I want to bleed out that concept at every possibility. I do not want to deal with a concept 1B. The downside of APCR. Bouncing the rear of a 7.52. Unfortunately, APCR's major flaw is the fact that it really struggles on angled surfaces, and that's exactly what we were aiming at there. The rear of a 7.52 is quite the angulated surface, but we got a high explosive into the rear of his tank, bleeding him over 500 hit points, and we are already up to a whopping 3,700 damage. We're going to aim it on the side of the 7.52 again. There you go. Another 400 damage. And let's see if we can get some damage into the enemy Object 907. I have a feeling that they are going to push our teammate in the 704, but if they don't, I'm going to head over this way, and let's see if we can support. Keep on going. Hello, Mr. Concept. Goodbye, Mr. Concept. Nice 56 damage HE into his vehicle. He's out of the game, and we're up to 4,200. Alright, well, let's see. What is this 907's game plan? I mean, there's no way I'm going to let them win on cap. I'm going to sit in base A in just a moment here, which will solve that problem. We have the Sheridan right in front of us, and I don't really care about that Sheridan either. As I said, I don't want them to win. Actually, our teammate's capturing base B, or they drove through it, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's see. Sheridan is... Well, you know what? I'm going to HE the rear of the 907, because why not? It's a lot more damage than what I would have gotten, and we just reload. they're not going to win on base cap. We're already up, and if that Sheridan pokes me, I guess it's better than nothing, but it's not bad. There you go. Get another bounce right on the track wheel. As I said, the angling capabilities of this tank are actually quite nice, so if you know what you're doing, you can get pretty good bounces. I'm going to ignore the Sheridan, and I'm going to try and push the 907. That is the only player that I actually care about at this point. They obviously ran away. I'm very confident of that. And we're not going to be able to get any damage. That kind of sucks. Why would you run away? Just, like, fight your battle, bruh. I could have done over 6,000 damage, but oh well. Still a pretty good game nonetheless, and you can definitely see where the 113 is great. I mean, that mobility paired with the gun, the DPM, the penetration, and the fact that you lose a less damage when loading gold versus other heavies does really allow this thing to feel incredible. People don't realize how good the 113 is at side scraping, but we can see here, like, that's pretty impressive. If you angle this vehicle properly, like this, and you're poking your corner like that, basically, you're able to get quite a few bounces. And even if you're loading gold, this is over 400 thick. This is angled, so that's over 600 thick. You're going to hit this and you're going to bounce. So really the only spot you can pen is like the upper plate. And even the upper plate is upwards of 360. That's not even adding in enhanced armor, which increases it to like 380. I mean, genuinely, the armor on the 113 is very, very capable. It's got the DPM, it's got the mobility. We did 3,000 or 5,300 damage there. So let's try one more game in the 113 and see if we can keep it up. But yeah, I gotta say, so far it's been a blast. The gun on this tank really doesn't care if you're up against an E100 or a Mouse or an Atlas. Well, actually, an Atlas still might be pretty tricky. The base turret armor of an Atlas is about, I would say, 380 to 370. So you're probably not going to be able to cut through an Atlas if it's using gun depression, but on flat ground, you probably will be able to. M6 Yo, T57 Heavy, 777, and a WZ-113. Okay, well, I got a couple options. I can either go fully wide, all the way over to the corner base A, or I can sit in mid, and I can try and farm. I don't know. This is a farming tank. It's not a frontline heavy. It can be frontline, but generally you're going to use this thing more for the DPM rather than you are the farming capabilities. And while it does have a very good top speed, you can see that our power to weight ratio here isn't amazing. I want to get on this here. This is road. We're currently on medium terrain. This road is hard terrain, which means I can go substantially faster, but unfortunately that 60 TP was in our way, which slowed us down quite a bit. So we might take some bleeds here. Whoa, that was a crazy snap, I gotta be honest. I did not expect to hit that. Got a bounce from the VZ, which is also quite nice. Gonna load gold. The fact that the T57 Heavy has that much turret armor is honestly very frustrating to me. I don't know why Wargaming has not nerfed that tank's turret yet. But either way, pretty good stuff. We have the 57 over here. And I'm not able to hit him in the turret just yet, but if we move this way, let's go for there. Nice. As I said, we don't lose that much damage when loading gold, so it's not really a huge downside. I'm more worried about the 183. Speaking of 183s, ours just ruined that T57 Heavy's day. But yeah, I'm more worried about the 183 than I am anything else, because the last thing I want to do is make a slight microaggression and then have a 183 ruin my game. So yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind. We have the 777, and yeah, that was never going to hit. 777 can't hit me either, though. Yep, there's the 183. I knew it. I knew he'd be back there. They always are. 183s are pretty predictable most of the time. It's not to say always, but they are usually very predictable. And because of that, we want to take him out of the game first. So we're going to head over here. And let's see. The 183 is all the way in the far corner. I'm going to make a very, very quick aggression across. I cannot believe we hit that VZ, but it was worth. Let's get to the side. Nice, you're garbage. You missed your shot. Now we can put on our adrenaline. There's 396. And this is obviously where having DPM is quite nice. We have more effective DPM than the 183. Tracked him. He's out of the game, so we don't have to worry about the 183 anymore. That's already pretty huge, and we're up to 2,800 damage. Now, it looked like that Murat might actually try and make their way behind us. I don't really want that, so to be smart, we are going to cut over this way, where the Murat is not able to hit me. Let's get to the side of the 777. Boom. Again, APCR, it has its downsides. It has its upsides, which is good shell velocity, But the downside is that you have much worse penetration when you're aiming at angled surfaces. So it's the second time we've bounced off an angle that we probably wouldn't have bounced if we had used AP. So the 777, I'm not really sure what his game plan is, but we get another pen. He bounces me with gold, and at this point we're going to out-reload him because we have less damage per shot. So should be a very easy pen into his lower plate. 777's out of the game, and let's see. The 60 TP gets a shot into that player. We are going to push the VZ, and we have a max roll available, so there you go. We rolled the max roll as a 33% chance, so that's pretty nice. And let's aim it on the yo. Okay, nice. 415. Pretty good game. 4,700 damage so far. Let's reload again. Can we get it out? Nice! We got it right before the 183. So we actually ended up dealing over 5,000 damage. We blocked 2,000. We did everything that we needed to. And we didn't even really need to load that much gold. We fired a couple at the 57 Heavy because, as I said, for some reason the 57 Heavy has turret armor. But either way, we did a really good job in this game. And it showcases why the 113 is an absolute powerhouse in the current meta. The gun on this tank is accurate. It's got really good shell velocity due to the APCR. It's got pen. It's got mobility. This thing's a beast. So if you want to get your hands on an absolutely capable tier 10, I genuinely believe that the 113 is the way to go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. There you go, an ace to end it off.